Day 711 of the quarantine. This is the Superhero Institute. Welcome back.
Welcome back, superheroes. I know that I've been away for several weeks and I haven't updated you with a video, and I have a very good reason for that. I had a death in my family, and as a result, my creative juices were kind of run dry. So I took a little bit of time off, and now I'm back. So I want to say sorry for not being here for you, but today I'm going to make you a video with an extremely useful framework that you can use in customer service situations and personal relationships. You can use it all over the place. It's extremely valuable, and if you were listening very closely, I actually just gave it to you. Before I get to the framework today, I want to ask you to do all of those cool YouTube things like hit the like button, click the subscribe button, and the notification bell so you can be updated as new videos come out. Now that I've gotten all that out of the way, let me tell you about a framework that you can use for customer service that's absolutely amazing. It's called the 3 A's. I came upon the 3 A's from a blog post by Chris Brogan back in around 2013. May have been earlier. I will post it right here. Now, the 3 A's go as follows. The first A is acknowledge. The second A is apologize. And the third A is act. Now, I've since expanded upon this 3 A's framework, but let me start with this. The way it works is that when you say screw up and you have to deal with a customer service situation, the first thing that you want to do is acknowledge it. That is to validate the other person who is upset, your customer. So they come to you with a problem. Let's say that they bought a widget and the widget breaks. They come to you, they call you. Some companies will not follow this script. It is an absolute mistake. Here's how it works. You first start by saying, I understand that your product broke. Just validating, and that's very frustrating for you, or whatever it might be. So you take what the person says and you kind of mirror them. You take their words, the last 3, 4, or 5 words of what they said, and you mirror it back to them and acknowledge that what they said is real and that it is true. You acknowledge it. The second thing you do, the second step, is going to be apologize. So this is not just we apologize that you feel this way. It's not that empty, meaningless apology. It is an actual, I'm sorry, I take responsibility for this. Which is going to lead into the third A. So the first step is acknowledge, the second is apologize, and then the third step is where you act, which is where you're going to try and resolve that situation. So let's go back to this example of customer calls you because their widget broke, and they're very upset about it. You would say, I understand that your widget broke, and I can imagine that's very, very frustrating for you. I'm sorry that you had to go through with this. Let me tell you what I'm going to do to fix this situation for you. It's a very simple framework, but you can use it in all sorts of circumstances. You can use it in personal relationships. Let's say that your partner comes up to you and they're upset because you weren't listening to them. So you were hanging out on the couch. They were talking to you. You weren't paying attention. You were off somewhere else and they got angry with you. You can use the same 3A framework by saying, hey, I realized I wasn't listening to you. I was dazing off somewhere else, and that probably made you feel like I wasn't listening to you, or that you weren't heard, or that you weren't important. I'm sorry for that. Nothing could be further from the truth. You are very important to me. I'm sorry I was just elsewhere. I'm going to give you my full attention now. Can you just give me 1 second to finish this other thing that I was working on, and then I promise you'll have my undivided attention, right? Same framework can be used in a multitude of different circumstances. Now, I've been using this since I came upon the blog post back in 2013 or whenever it was, but I've since added 2 other letters that you can add to the end of it. So you start with the 3 A's, acknowledge, apologize, act, and then the final piece that you can add on is either ask or explain. So those are the sort of ending points, right? So let's say that somebody comes to you, a customer comes to you, and they've got a complaint that is completely unreasonable. So you have to deal with this customer in a way because they're an important customer, but what they're asking for is slightly unreasonable. So you may decide in this one instance, I'm going to yield to them. I'm going to basically do what they're asking for, but I need them to know that this isn't standard operating procedure. So let's go with the widget again, right? Let's say that they broke the widget, but they did it in some sort of a way that voided the warranty. You could say, listen, I understand that your widget broke and that's got to be very frustrating for you. I can imagine that you really need this and this has got to be tough. So I'm sorry that it broke. Let me tell you what I'm going to do. I'm going to send you a replacement this one time. Then you can move into either ask or explain in this way or the other. You can ask and you say, can I ask you, what is it that you think was faulty in our product that caused it to break? What was going on at the time where it broke, right? Then that can lead you to a conversation where the other person realizes maybe what they did voided the warranty or whatever. The other can be to just move right to explain, where you say, hey, I'm going to do this. Normally it's not our policy. I had to override, my manager for this, or I had to ask them to override it, but I was able to do it for you this one time. I'm not going to be able to the next time. I just want to make sure that you understand that, but we do really appreciate you as a customer and we want to make sure that you're happy, right? So add adding that final step kind of closes the loop on the whole thing, because if you just acknowledge, apologize, act, sometimes if you just stay in that loop, you may start to get walked all over because you're constantly appeasing whoever the other person is without really standing for, maybe what's right or what's in the policy or whatever else. So you can add those at the end if you feel like you need to sort of rebalance the scales a little bit. But this framework can be really, really useful in all manner of circumstances in your life, and I strongly suggest you try it. So that's just a short lesson for you today. Happy to be back here on the Superhero Institute. If you enjoy these videos, if you get any value from them, if there's anything that you'd like to see, hear, or learn about in these videos, please add it to the comments. But if you enjoy these videos, please do me a favor, like, comment, and subscribe, and hit the notification bell. And please let other people know about this channel so that it can continue to grow, and I'm continually motivated to make more videos for you, my superhero audience. I will see you on the next episode of the Superhero Institute, which should be next week. I'm also planning to make a really comprehensive set of videos. I've got a video that I'm going to be putting together about how to start and run a podcast really from start to finish. It's going to be a multi-part series. I'm also going to be putting together a video about how I make videos, the tools that I use, the technology that I use for editing, and the different interludes and all the graphics and how I do all that sort of stuff. And I'm also going to be putting together a productivity course that's going to go through email and calendar and note-taking and task management and all the different things that make up productivity. So if you are interested in learning about those, definitely advise that you hit the notification bell and the subscribe button, and that way you'll be notified when they come out. So I'll see you in the next episode of the Superhero Institute.